Okay, welcome to our final press conference of the day here at the 2024 Men's National Collegiate Volleyball Championships here at Long Beach State. We have Ohio State with us right now with Coach Kevin Birch, Noah Platfoot, Jacob Pastor, and Justin Howard. Coach, if we can have an opening statement on the championships from you.
Yeah, we want to first thank Long Beach State for putting on a great event, and it's been held to a very high standard from the get-go, and we're happy to be here and grateful for the work that they put in, and for the NCAA committee to, again, put on a great championship. There's a lot of tireless hours that go into this and make it happen, and we're certainly appreciative of it. Vinny, obviously, thank you as well for being here, getting it out 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for all you do for the sport as well. But yeah, excited to be here, excited for the opportunities that our student athletes have, and looking forward to see them take advantage of it.
Coach, players, Vane Lopes here from Off the Block. Looking at this upcoming matchup against Grand Canyon, I know you've had an opportunity to look at the film. What stands out the most about Grand Canyon, the biggest obstacles that they present?
I can go first. I just think the way their offense is run, it's a very balanced. It keeps teams on their toes, and you got to be honest with yourself and being patient. They got a lot of talent over there, and they like to put balls away, and they're an exciting team to watch, and I'm excited to go to battle against them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a super fun team as well. They really thrive off the environment, and it's the NCAA tournament, so they're going to be jacked to be here, and they're also jacked to be at every single game. So we're excited to go up against them, and we're just excited to be here as well.
Yeah, just going off that, I mean, what's cool about this matchup is it's two really experienced teams. So, senior heavy teams on both ends. So it's going to be a really fun matchup, and we're looking forward to it.
No, I want to ask your perspective as a setter. The Pyramid's a great venue, but a little bit different from other venues. Does kind of the sightlines or anything potentially cause any havoc on the setter or the offense?
We've been talking about that all week, but we play in Worthing a lot, so high ceilings, depth perception might be off a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Just gonna adapt to it and serve and pass, and then go from there.
And then Justin, want to ask you. You look at the matchup. Obviously, some great middles going against each other. Can you just talk about what you and Cole have been able to do to be so successful this season?
Yeah, I think Cole and I have been together now for 3 years, and we really thrive off each other's energies. Our setters, Noah here and Michael as well, have been able to put us in really good positions. Cole's a bigger middle, so he's able to take advantage of his height, and I'm not as big of a middle height-wise, so I'm able to take advantage of some more lateral routes, which has been super fun and also really cool to see just the sport of volleyball and the men's game grow into more of a lateral route game from the middle. So, unlocking those two things for Cole and I has been huge, and credit to the setters for finding us in some space as well.
Jacob, I want to ask you, this is the second straight year that you've been to the NCAA tournament. What was the biggest thing that you learned from that experience last season?
One thing I experienced is just being able to manage your energy. It's very easy to come into the NCAA tournament super excited, super pumped to be there, and you kind of exert yourself too much in the opening matches. You have to give it your all, but you have to understand that it's going to be a marathon, not a sprint. And honestly, not focusing too much on the theatrics. Like, it's really cool, the gifts we got, we're super thankful for. Being this fantastic venue is great, all the gear, things of that nature. But when it comes down to it, we got to be able to perform on the court. And so that's just where my focus has been, for the most part, is taking care of business within the lines.
Coach, Grand Canyon, they have some players who can absolutely rip it from the service line, as you guys do as well. But can you just talk about your passers and the importance that they're going to play tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be strength on strength. I think they're a great serving team, obviously, but I also think we're a great passing team. We've proven that throughout the year and throughout these guys' career. I mean, Jacob and Tommy and Putt and Tooney have done a great job all year long, and they're certainly going to put up a big test, but our conference does that as well for us, and looking forward to the challenge, as I'm sure they are as well. But yeah, I mean, it's I think overall it's going to be a slugfest. These teams don't throw a lot of jabs. Both of us, we throw a lot of haymakers, so it's going to be a fun one to watch and a fun one to be part of.
Kind of looking at the format of this tournament, you have the last match of the day. Any concerns at all? Just 3 hours behind schedule. It'd be about 10 o'clock start time back in Ohio State.
No, I mean, we didn't really care where the tournament was going to be held. We got here early to adapt to the time change, so we're excited for the matchup, and we're looking at it as 7:30 is a primetime game, so we're happy to be featured at that time.
And then, Coach, I want to ask you, with this team, what do you feel has been the biggest improvement that you've seen in this team from start of the season, especially, mid-March when this team really, took flight?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, certainly been a big improvement. We started to block a lot more balls over the last month. I think it was a pretty tough team to begin with, but we've gotten really tough this last month, and I think we've earned a lot of that confidence. And we still have a lot of ways to go, and we can serve a little bit better than what we have in the last month, but it's something that we've done before, and we know we can get back to quickly. But I just think overall, just their ability to attack every week with the boring, simple stuff and continue to get better. It's a mature team that, with good leadership, as these guys here can prove, and we're going to miss them a lot next year. But again, it goes back to their toughness and maturity and leadership that these guys provide that's helped us get better throughout the year.
Jacob, Justin, I was wondering if you could just spend a second kind of talking about the setters and both Noah and Michael and what they've meant to you guys and helping you be successful offensively this season.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I like about Michael and Noah is their ability to work together. I mean, it's not easy trying to share a position like that, especially throughout a season. One of the coolest stats that Birch brought up on our senior night is that both setters that are graduating have over 2,000 assists. And I think that's really, really special and really cool to be a part of. It's a little bit tricky at times because they have different release points and run the game a little bit differently, but our communication relationship has been so good. They were able to problem solve through that pretty quickly, but they've been outstanding for us, being able to step up when they need to.
Yeah, and I guess not necessarily on a volleyball side. It's been really cool being able to play with both Noah and Michael the past 2 years, because selfishly they're some of my closest friends. So the fact that I get to share the court with the two of them, depending on the game or the situation, it's super fun for myself.
And Jacob, I want to ask you, you look at your career, you had so many accolades, you're playing with Team USA in the summer. I'm sure that there may have been was there at all any consideration possibly going pro, and what was it about Ohio State that made you come back and play here?
Well, one of the biggest things was my education. I have a lot of people back home that would chase me with a bat if I didn't finish with my degree. I don't really think there was ever kind of consideration to go pro early. I knew I made a commitment to 4 years here, and I wanted to stick and honor that. Part of it academics, but other part was to this program. They've done a lot for me, and I want to continue to give back as much as I can for as long as I can.
And question for Coach and all the players, you kind of talk about, not only being a volleyball player, but a student athlete and being well-balanced. Can you just talk a little bit about, first, Coach, why you feel that's such a big emphasis in building this program to be successful? And then for the players, if you can just kind of talk about that experience that you've had as a student athlete at Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, well, first and foremost, a lot of people don't talk about how much work goes into being a Division I student athlete, regardless of the sport. The first semester on campus can be eye-opening for a lot of guys, and especially this group of seniors. Their first year on campus was right during COVID, and they had to battle a lot of adversity while also learning how to manage their time, manage their classes, manage 20-hour weeks, and manage a season that's, throwing curveballs at you every single day. But I think it shaped their character. It's a big reason why this group is as tough as they are, and why they're here today is because they know how to handle adversity and they believe in themselves when it hits. So, I think it builds character. I think it reveals character, and certainly teaches people how to work hard and help the people around them.
Yeah, I can go first. First thing that comes to mind is that it's hard, but every single time I look back on it, it's able to give me so many responsibilities at once and be at least good at all of them. It's funny, even on our off days, like a Sunday, I still have 4 or 5 things to do, and I'm like, wow, this is a great off day. I only have 4 or 5 things to do. But it's been super enjoyable. I wouldn't have traded for anything else in the world. I am glad to be done with it, however. But it's taught me so much about myself and what I'm able to handle, and I've just been super thankful for it more than anything.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it a good bit. I think you get really locked in and used to, the pattern and lifestyle of being a student athlete, and there are a bunch of hardships that come with it. But looking back at it, I think the challenges that were thrown at us as student athletes is the best thing, because I feel like I'm going into, the next phase in life prepared more than, your average citizen, because I've had to overcome, the difficulties, whether that's time management or, just the hardships that come with being a student athlete. So I'm super happy that I made the choice to become one, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's been, looking back on it, it's the greatest gift that I've ever been able to be a part of. Like they both said, that there's many hardships that come with it, but at the end of the day, you come out a better person, and you have life lessons that'll stick with you and set you up for success. So it's been the greatest honors, and especially at a university like Ohio State.
And final question from me. It is media day, so you get one off-the-wall question. I had my 6-year-old come up with questions for you guys, and she wants to know, if you were to go to Disneyland, what's the one Disney character you definitely want to meet?
Probably the cast from Cars. I think it's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I love to ride those rides.
I'm a Toy Story guy myself, so I'll go with Buzz Lightyear.
Man, that's a good one. I'd probably be Stitch. I love Stitch.
Yeah. Coach, you want to chime in?
Buzz Lightyear for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks, Vinny.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.